Welcome back to Dragon Ball December, and on today's episode we're tackling the final movie in the Dragon Ball era, and that movie is called Dragon Ball The Path to Power, which honestly sounds like it could be the title of some kind of business self-help book. Hey buddy, you want that big promotion? Well, you should read The Path to Power. In Japan, the movie was called Doragon Boru Sayoke no Michi, or Dragon Ball The Path to Ultimate Strength, which honestly sounds like a title of a bodybuilding manual. Hey man, you want to get super shredded, super ripped, super quick? Then all you need is the path to ultimate strength. You can imagine my surprise when I dug into this movie only to realize that the first chunk of it deals with rehashing Goku and Bulma's first meeting. Yes, we only did this dance 2 movies ago, but we get to do it all over again here too. And it's not just Bulma, it's Yamcha and Oolong as well. Also, have I never mentioned that Oolong is dressed like a Chinese military officer and his Japanese name is actually Mao Mao? Isn't that hilarious? Also, I haven't had a chance to talk much about runtimes here in Dragon Ball December, but the last 3 movies I covered were around 40 minutes, but Path to Power is well over an hour, making it feel much more like a movie, even if its runtime is mostly retreaded ground. I'll say this much too, the movie's animation is of a much higher quality than the other ones. On some interesting notes, Goku is wearing an outfit much closer to the one he would don in GT, and Bulma's hair is the same shade of purple as Trunks. That's kind of interesting. The voice cast here is also far superior to anything I've heard up until now. Stephanie Nedloni does a pretty damn good job as young Goku, Brad Jackson is always great as Oolong, and Chris Sabat shows why he is the definitive Yamcha. The villains of the piece we find out to be none other than the Red Ribbon Army, who want to use the Dragon Balls for evil. Of course, many of them have cosmetic differences from the ones that appeared in the show. The most interesting one has to be General Metallatron, who here has become a roided-up Ving Rhames type. Muscle Tower is in the movie too briefly, but it's shown to be way more high-tech than the one from the show and the manga. I think the most interesting thing the movie does is actually with Android 8, who is here shown to be much scarier than the sweet version we're all familiar with. He attacks Goku right away, and he's pretty much outmatched in heart. It's a really great fight, but of course he comes around like we all knew he would, and he and Goku become fast friends, joined together by their love of protecting life. And from that point out, it's really just a greatest hits compilation. They meet Master Roshi. Again, Goku gets the flying Nimbus, again for the second time. Roshi roids up and destroys a bunch of military equipment. You get the picture, don't you? Eventually everyone meets up to try and collect the Dragon Balls, and it all ends with a big giant boss fight against Staff Officer Black, who here is thankfully not as racist as he was in the show. Seriously, go back and look at him from Dragon Ball. Ugh, it's cringeworthy, I tell ya. You get a big old heroic sacrifice moment from Ader that allows Goku to gather his anger into one giant Super Kamehameha wave that defeats the big bad guy. Roll credits, the end. Path to Power is honestly a movie that I probably would have liked more if I saw it first. It's the best acted and animated of all the Dragon Ball movies, but it also gets hung up on condensing a huge ton of story into a little over an hour. Not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination, but nothing I would say you need to run out and see if you haven't already. And so ends the Dragon Ball era of films. Be sure to join me next time when we jump headlong into the Z era.